Hello students, welcome back to the biology classes. Students, today we are going to discuss one of the most important and an interesting topic called sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Sexual reproduction of an angiospermic plant body takes place in the flower. During this phase, number of hormones are produced like florigen by plant, due to which many structural changes takes place in the plant body, which brings differentiation and makes reproduction possible. So we are going to discuss in this chapter how the flowering plants are going to reproduce and what are the post fertilization events. So today we will discuss first lecture, that is lecture 1, and in this we will have introductory part to the topic sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So let's begin. Angiosperms, as we all know, are regarded as flowering plants. They are the plants which are going to produce a beautiful whorl for the process of sexual reproduction. Flower is said to be a modified shoot. To make it more clear, it is a modified leaf which is mainly meant for sexual reproduction. Flowers are morphologically the structures and sites of sexual reproduction. In the first year, in a topic by name Morphology of the Flowering Plants, we discussed about a technical description of the flower. And if you remember that aspect, then we discussed in that two types of flowers like complete flower and incomplete flower. Flowers are classified into complete and incomplete based on the presence of accessory necessary words. If the plant flower is having all the necessary and accessory whorls like calyx, corolla and also androecium and gynoecium, then that flower is said to be complete. If any of these whorls are missing, say flower is not having calyx but it is having corolla, or say flower is not having gynoecium but it is having androecium, then such a type of flower is called as incomplete flower. Let's try to understand parts of the flower. Flower, where it starts, its origin, they'll be made up of a green colored structure, and those green colored structures are called as a bracts. Bracts are the special leaves which arise at the axil of which flower bud develops. Now, this is the vertical section of the flower. This question can be asked for 5 marks with a neat labeled diagram. Explain VS of the flower. So flower is made up of a stalk with which we usually hold it, and that stalk of the flower is called as pedicel. This pedicel may swell or it may become a flattened structure and acts as a platform for the arrangement of different whorls of the flower, and that structure is called as thalamus. Thalamus, based upon its shape, it is named variously. So a swollen apical part of the flower which supports all the floral parts is called thalamus. Can also be called as a torus in few plants and can be called as a receptacle. The outermost whorl, as you can see here, the outermost whorls which are green in color, which are present, which are non-essential for the process of sexual reproduction, are called calyx. The individual units of calyx are called as sepal. So calyx can be defined as collection of sepal. Now, corolla, that is a brightly colored structure called corolla, which is made up of a group of petals. So individual units of corolla are called as petals. In some of the monocot plants, there will be no difference between calyx and corolla. With the naked eye, we cannot differentiate calyx and corolla, and such a type of structure is called perianth. The units of the perianth are called as tepal, and this becomes the most important character of the monocots. Now coming to the necessary whorls called stamen and carpel. Male reproductive structure of the angiosperms is called androecium. Andro means men. So it's a male reproductive structure. As you can see here, the individual units of the androecium are called stamen, and the stamen is made up of the structures like anther, the expanded portion what are present here, and an elongated stalk called as a filament. Okay, whereas anther, filament together make one stamen. Now this is a gynoecium. Gyno means a female, so it's a female reproductive structure. Gynoecium is made up of group of carpel. Gynoecium can also be called as a pistil. Pistil or gynoecium are one and the same. The units of gynoecium or pistil are called as carpel. So this is a carpel. So carpel, as we know, will be made up of three parts, like upper region, which is called stigma, usually will be an expanded structure. Then the passage for the growth of pollen tube called as a style, and the bulbous portion called as a ovary. So these three structures together make one carpel, and group of carpel makes one gynoecium. Now coming to stamen, let us try to understand the structure of the stamen. So as we know, stamen is a unit of androecium. Stamen can also be called as microsporophyll. It is made up of lobed structure called anther, and there will be inside the anther there will be male gametophyte present called microspores, or they can also be called as pollen grains. Now carpel, let us try to see. This is a carpel which is made up of three parts, like ovary, which contains inside of it ovule, and then the next ovule will be made up of megaspore. The next part is called style and stigma. The microspore is a male gametophyte, whereas the megaspore is said to be a female gametophyte. Now let us try to understand stages of sexual reproduction. As you have understood in the topic by name reproduction in organisms, all the organisms which reproduce undergo different phases in their life. So similar to that, even the flowering plants will have stages of sexual reproduction. There are 5 important stages, basic stages identified. So what are they? Let us try to understand. A male reproductive part of the flower is a stamen, which is also called microsporophyll, whereas carpel is a female reproductive structure and is also called megasporophyll. Now, the microsporophyll will be made up of an expanded part called as anther, whereas anther is called microsporangium. Megasporophyll will be made up of an ovule, and the ovule is called megasporangium. Now the microsporangium and megasporangium together, they are going to they'll undergo division, cell division, and result in the formation of pollen grain. Pollen grain can also be called as microspore, whereas megasporangium after division will form embryo sac, which will have a megaspore. Now this is a first stage where by the anther there is a formation of pollen grain, or in the anther there is a formation of pollen grain, and in the ovule there is a formation of what? Embryo sac. And to form these things, anther and ovule structure undergo meiotic division. That is the first stage. The process by which there is a formation of microspore or pollen grain inside the anther is called microsporogenesis, whereas the process where megaspore is produced in the megasporangium is called as megasporogenesis. Now, just now we discussed till the formation of the microspore and megaspore. Now these microspore and megaspore further undergo cell division. Microspore will develop into a male gametophyte, which is called pollen grain, and megaspore develops into a female gametophyte, and that is embryo sac. Now this is the second stage where microspore develop into a male gametophyte, megaspore develop into female gametophyte. Now The male gametophyte, which is called as a pollen grain, will be non-motile, and this has to get transferred onto the stigmatic surface of the gynoecium for its development and for reproduction. So for that, there is a process of transfer of the pollen grain from the stigmatic surface to the from the anther to the stigmatic surface of the gynoecium. That process is called as pollination. That becomes a third phase. After pollination, there will be fusion of the male gamete with the female gamete, and that is called fertilization. After fertilization, there will be formation of fruits and seeds. So these are the 5 basic stages of the sexual reproduction. So in this video, we had introductory part of the topic sexual reproduction in flowering plants, whereas in the next video, we will try to understand male reproductive structure called androecium. Thank you, students.